So if there's one thing that we just knew was the president was rock solid on, was his hatred of Hillary Clinton, of the Clintons. He said a lot of things about the Clintons, and it felt like he meant them. And it was something that was just so charming about him because we all agreed, we all believed these things. And he said it, just so eloquently. Just as a refresher, here is President Trump and what he has said about the Clintons throughout the years.
Bill Clinton sexually assaulted innocent women, and Hillary Clinton attacked those women viciously.
That's true.
One of them said more viciously than he attacked them.
That's what he's done to women. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women. So you can say any way you want to say it, but Bill Clinton was abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women.
I will say this. Hillary Clinton has to go to jail, okay? She has to go to jail.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
Like, that's one of my favorite moments of Donald Trump, my absolute favorite moments of him. Because he said, we all wanted that. We all wanted the accountability. And so throughout the years, he's been very, very solid on the Clintons just being bad people. By the way, everything that he's saying right there is true. Like, there have been accounts of the women that Bill Clinton sexually assaulted, and they all say Hillary was the worst. Hillary tried to ruin their lives as if they deserved it. And I just can't make sense of President Trump. So he's asked about the Clintons because now there's this whole conversation about whether or not they're going to come in and testify about what they knew about Jeffrey Epstein. We've got these hearings going on. I'll get into what's going on there. But when asked about that, here's what Donald Trump strangely said about the Clintons.
But it bothers me that somebody's going after Bill Clinton. See, I like Bill Clinton. I still like Bill Clinton.
What do you like about him?
I liked his behavior toward me. I thought he got me. He understood me.
Today, we heard that the Clintons set deposition dates to testify before the House Oversight Committee. Any reaction to that related to the Epstein?
I think it's a shame, to be honest. I always liked him. Her, yeah. She's a very capable woman. She was better in debating than some of the other people, I will tell you that. She was smart woman. I hate to see it in many ways. I hate to see it.
Like, what? You're now like, oh, well, I mean, Bill's he's a great guy. You've just been on the record for literal years and years talking about how he was a terrible sexual pervert, which he is. What? Overnight, you're like, actually, maybe he's not so bad. I don't like that when the Epstein files have just been released. I don't like that. I don't like that now that we have all of this photographic evidence coming out, Bill Clinton with redacted faces. I don't like that is when Donald Trump chooses to change his tune. That feels off. That is really, really strange. That is bizarre. And I just want to understand it. I just want to understand it. Now, obviously, as I said, they've got this back and forth brawl about how remember last we left you, they were not going to come. They were not going to come testify. Nope. Wouldn't do it, even though they were subpoenaed. They were like, absolutely not. We're watching the government engage in these acts. They released a statement, including acts against our own citizens. People have been seized by masked federal agents. I mean, they really went hard in the paint on the drama. The people who laid siege to the U.S. Capitol have been pardoned and called heroes. They really went hard on the drama. And they said the DOJ, this is the most hilarious part, that they say now the DOJ has been used as a weapon at the direction of the president to pursue political opponents. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny knowing what we know now? Isn't that hilarious living through the Biden regime for 4 years? Knowing that at the very tippy top, Barack Obama and Hill Dog and all these people were all in the know about how they were going to go after President Trump and make shit up. And the Clintons are like, oh, no, we won't come testify because the government is engaging in an abuse of power and ICE. We don't like ICE. We're going to use ICE as the reason. And so they did this whole statement and they were like, we're not coming. And now me personally, I don't think that there should have been any more like back and forth. I think Congress should have just held them in contempt, not given them the opportunity to like change their minds. But they did, Congress did, and they did. The Clintons changed their minds. But now Hillary wants to go back and forth on whether or not their testimony should be filmed, which is peculiar. Like, if you're going to say it and you know there's going to be a transcript of it, what's the difference to you whether or not it's filmed? So they had this back and forth. The House Oversight Committee was ironing out dates for them to come in. And in that, they were like, this will be filmed. The Clintons' lawyer was like, no, why does it need to be filmed? And then Hillary, all of a sudden, she's taking a moral stand. She posted on X, let's stop the games. If you want this fight, Representative James Comer, let's have it in public. You love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than a public hearing, cameras on. We will be there. Like, oh my gosh, she's the queen of transparency. Hillary Clinton, the woman who took a baseball bat to a computer server, is the queen of transparency. She is, you better have multiple cameras. You better have triple the cameras that you wanted before. We want more because we're all about transparency. We want to tell the public everything we know. Why the sudden turn? Literally a week ago, they were like, but ICE, we won't talk because ICE. And now all of a sudden, they're like, bring all the cameras you want, all the cameras you could ask for. We're here to tell the truth. And I just wonder, are we going to keep doing this dog and pony show? I honestly get it. I get it that part of the process requires subpoenaing people to come in and testify about what they knew. But at a certain point, you have to be willing to go further than that. At a certain point, you have to be willing to just say, I don't know. We've gone through too many testimonies and hearings where we've gone through Joe Biden's bank statements and we've gone through the shell companies that got all the money funneled to them. And we've gone through all of these, like, now's the time. Maybe no more hearings, maybe just action. Maybe we don't need to put Hillary up there to say, what did she say about Benghazi, Stephen? She was like, at what point, at this point, what difference does it make? That's what she said. At this point, what difference does it make? That's the woman that you're going to put on the stand and expect that she's just going to tell you all the secrets. She's going to tell you everything she knows. I mean, at a certain point, what's plan B? What's the end game here? What is the goal of all of this other than a dog and pony show for clicks and likes? Because I got to tell you, the American people, specifically the ones who voted Republicans in power, were kind of done with the dog and pony shows, and we're kind of done with you clipping shit up and putting it on X, and then literally nothing gets done. There's no accountability, but you've gotten your social media following. We're kind of done with that. Okay, now James Comer is like, okay, it's going to be filmed. Let's play some of that.
It will be public. We have the video camera, the audio camera, and the transcript. So everyone in America will see that. We hadn't planned on it being live, but I mean, we're seeing the legality of that, and it's never been done before. But look, the Clintons keep moving the goalposts. In her tweet against me, she was completely dishonest in what she says, and we're trying to get all the emails gathered up.
Okay.
We've been negotiating with her attorneys for 6 months now, and they are the ones that move the goalposts. So either Hillary Clinton's being lied to by her attorney, or Hillary Clinton just lied.
What? Hillary Clinton? Are you saying you think that Hillary Clinton is of the character that she would just lie? That is, wow. That is a real shocker. So what are you going to do about it, James? That's what I would like to know. I think I can reliably say that's what the American people want to know. What will be done at the end of the day? What is the goal here? Because it needs to be something that serves the American people rather than blowhards in Congress.